It was a bit of a shock when the Legalise Cannabis Party won 2 seats in the upper house at the election in March. The Micro Party won more seats than the Greens and is now firmly a part of the Legislative Council. Yesterday, Southwest MLC Sophia Moermond addressed Parliament for the first time, calling on the McGowan government to reintroduce decriminalisation measures of cannabis put forward in the early 2000s. Sophia joins me now. Hello to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me on.
What exactly are you calling on the government to do?
Yesterday was purely about installing the same regulations in regards to decriminalisation that had been introduced before. So it wasn't an entirely new style of thinking or legislation. And in the past, obviously, Labor members had voted in favour of that. So we didn't think it would be that controversial to try again.
And how was your speech received yesterday?
I think it was received quite well. I was quite nervous, but everyone there has been very understanding of how new everything is and very encouraging and friendly and supportive.
Did you have support from other smaller parties like the Nationals or the Daylight Savings Party?
Daylight Savings and the Greens also supported us, and the Greens have had either legalisation or decriminalisation in their policy anyway, so it kind of made sense that they would support that.
Southwest MLC Sophia Moermond is my guest this morning. Now, you ran your election campaign on a single policy, but as part of the Parliament, you will have to vote on a suite of different things. How have you gone about developing other policies?
Yes, so we have had, Brian and I have had discussions, but also Brian and I have had discussions with other people in our party to try and get a feel of where everybody sits on things. We hope to be able to poll our members to some degree before we have to vote on the very big pieces of legislation that might be coming through. In regards to where we sit, we're progressive, and Brian and I were both very compassionate people. So whatever we need to vote for, we will try to make things fair, make things compassionate, come from a place of understanding.
Diane Evers was a staunch voice for the environment before she was voted out at the last election. Do you have plans to fill the void left by Miss Evers, given you're representing the Southwest?
Yes, but definitely in collaboration too with stakeholders in the Southwest. So one of the things that we would like to see is developing a hemp industry, and one of the beautiful things about that is that the environmental impact of the hemp industry is much lower than some of the industries that we have down there now.
Sophia Moermond, appreciate your time. Just quickly, our Friday text poll question, is swearing okay in the workplace? So far, 66% of people say no to swearing at work. I wonder, how common is swearing in Parliament?
Everyone's actually really quite polite overall, so I haven't really come across any swearing as such. I am hard of hearing, so I may have missed certain things. I don't know. But, I don't think it would be appropriate in chambers to do so. Having said that, sometimes, with different levels, I think some of those are going to be much more offensive than upwards. And I can see in stressful situations how words might pop out, which doesn't justify it. It just means that I have empathy of why that might happen.
Another diplomatic response this morning. Sophia Moermond, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me. Have a lovely day.
Southwest MLC, Sophia Moermond there. It's 18 minutes past 7. You're on ABC Southwest.